Hey, it's Mary, and I'm here to talk about the fourth chakra with you today. And this is the heart chakra. This is where it all really comes together in terms of connecting us back to that heart connection, connecting us back to our spirit, and really starting to tune into how much there is and how deep we go in terms of we are not just this physical body, that connection to spirit. Now, many believe there is an actual altar in the heart chakra. So typically in the chakras, you would see it represented as the color green. However, if you think about it in terms of there being an altar in the heart, the color on the top of that altar, or that separation, would be pink, and the bottom would be green. So this is kind of that middle point where our heart, in terms of the green, connecting us to the earth and this kind of worldly connection, love for others, love for ourselves, love for humankind, and then the pink, that higher expression, that love for the universe, that love for everyone, because we are so connected so deeply, that connection above just this physical realm. So what does the heart chakra represent? It's really all about compassion. It's about forgiveness. It's about understanding, letting go of judgments, finding greater patience. So it's a really powerful chakra to work with. And really, if we're going to live from any one of these energetic centers, it is the place that we want to continue to come back to every day, living from that heart space. So if we're out of balance within our hearts, we can hold on to a lot of grudges. We don't tend to easily forgive and forget. We can really live in this space of disconnect, not realizing that everyone has something going on beyond what we can see or know, and have a greater understanding for the way people are and their reactions in certain situations. When we're feeling out of touch with our hearts, we're just not sure if we're where we're supposed to be. We don't know if we're on the right track. We have a really hard time really figuring out if things are suited to us. We can't get clear on whether or not it's something that resonates with us or not. We can feel really impatient. We can feel or be very judgmental. And what's really important here is to remember that this isn't just in terms of an outward expression, right? We're not just judging other people. We're not being unkind to other people. We're not, really not forgiving other people. It comes back to us as well. And oftentimes that's where we need to do that work first, is turning that light of unconditional love onto ourselves. And forgiving ourselves for the things that we feel we regret, even though they have shaped you and formed you into the person that you are today. So really being able to shift your perception and understand those things were learning experiences, and you needed to go through them to get you to where you are now. Being able to really let go of any negative self-talk that you give to yourself. Remembering that the more you can really tend to your needs and fill your cup up with whatever does that for you, the more you love and give to yourself, the more the more love you will have to give. It won't be an effort to give that love and to give that compassion and to give that understanding and that patience and that forgiveness to others, because it comes so naturally to you. And you understand how important it is to do that for yourself. And so it just flows naturally out of you in this outward expression. So it's a really beautiful thing when we start to look inward first for those outward expressions. So I had a really hard time figuring out which oil to use today. First, I wanted to use rose oil, which is so, so lovely and really just speaks to my heart deeply, but I know that not everybody has rose. Another one which is really cool, which probably most of you have, would be lemon. As much as it's stimulating and uplifting and brings focus to the mind, it's also helpful in tapping back into that unconditional love for the self. However, I've chosen to use forgive rather, today. So, forgive is a blend of oils. And again, I think sometimes forgiveness is what is really holding us back from really showing that true expression of what an open heart looks like. Now, when we're holding back or when we're feeling imbalanced in our heart, it can really show itself as being jealous, of really, as I said, really holding on to things and not forgiving people for them. So this is the worst thing you can do, not for the other person, it's for you. When you're not forgiving someone, sure, it might, sadden their heart, but they probably don't even realize that you're holding something against them. The only person it's really, truly affecting is yourself. So whether that's that forgiveness towards you and yourself and what you've done and where you've been and all of those things, or maybe it is needing to turn it outward to a few people who perhaps hurt you in the past. And that hurt, that pain and that trauma is still holding you back in some way. Maybe it's holding you back from really being able to step into that space of love and compassion, and from there into that space of unconditional love. So forgiveness, that is a big, big part of the heart. Now, sometimes if we're not listening to those things that are showing on the emotional and mental side, like jealousy, like being, downhearted, unforgiving, mistrustful, being, judgmental, all of those things, then they're going to start to present themselves in the physical body as well. So this could become issues surrounding the heart center, perhaps issues within the heart itself, any of the organs near the heart, perhaps it's issues kind of moving into the shoulders or the upper back. So it's something to really tune into, absolutely. Respiratory ailments as well. We tend to, if we're holding on to sadness or holding on to grief, it settles into our lungs. And this is a really, really important thing to pay attention to. Okay, so we're going to use our oil and do a little meditation with it. So whatever one you've chosen, I invite you to take a drop into your hands. And once you have it, you can rub your hands together. We'll enjoy a few deep, full breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, as you keep breathing here, whether or not you're going to continue cupping the hands over the nose, I want you to envision you're breathing in and out of the very center of your chest. Okay, that's where your heart chakra is. It's not where your actual heart is. You want to imagine it right in the middle of your chest. Breathing in and out of that space. And if that's a challenge for you to visualize that, just simply say in your mind, heart, breathe. And as you're focusing your attention at your heart here, I invite you to repeat a number, and this is actually the frequency of unconditional love. So, like a mantra, repeat it a few times. 528. It's 528. Keep breathing in and out of your heart, repeating the number 528. Now you may start to feel a little warmth or a feeling of expansion or a little tingle at your heart, some type of sensation perhaps. If you're not, I'm going to help you find this a little bit. I invite you to recall a memory. Recall your happiest memory ever. And get your senses involved. Remember what it looked like, what it smelled like, tasted like, sounded like. Bring everything about that memory back into your mind's eye. And then finally focus on what that moment felt like. You'll start to feel those feelings, that warmth, that tingle, that sensation of expansion or joy and love starting to wash over you. And I invite you to pay attention to that feeling and invite it to grow. Visualize it. If you can't hold that, if you can't tap into the feeling, then visualize it like a light that's shining at the center of your chest, and it's shining out in all directions. Right, if you can feel something, I invite you to encourage it to shine out in all directions. So it's starting to move up and down the body, out in all directions, flooding that vibration of unconditional love through each and every cell, each and every fiber of your body. And we're going to keep focusing and keep expanding upon that feeling. Let it begin to spread outside of your body. Feel and visualize those vibrations shining throughout the entire room you're in. Keep sending them further and further through your whole town, through your whole province or state, wherever you are. See that vibration of love growing and expanding and shifting the whole energy around you. And your imagination is the limit here. If you can envision that love spreading out into the universe and beyond, let it go. Now maybe you feel you need to forgive yourself, or maybe there's someone in your mind you feel you're needing to forgive. So I invite you just to sit with that for a moment. Shine that love to the person you're thinking of. Shine that love deeper into yourself. If you feel emotion rising up, embrace it. Let it flow. Feel it to its fullest. And allow yourself to move through those feelings and those emotions and process them. Cry, laugh, whatever feels it needs to come in this moment. Give yourself the permission. You're welcome to pause this and stay here as long as you need today, sitting in that heart space. However, if you're ready to come back, I invite you to simply take notice to yourself here one more time. Notice to that shift within. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. Okay, so seeing and feeling how quickly you can come into that heart space. And the more frequently you go there, the easier it gets. And in time, you'll just naturally settle in to that space and radiate that vibration of love everywhere you go, to everyone you meet. And that in turn really encourages and motivates others to do just the same. And changing the world just one little mindful, heart-connected moment at a time. All right, so using your oils aromatically as we did in a meditation, diffusing them absolutely, applying them to your physical body over the heart itself is such a beautiful thing to do. Any postures that are going to help us open the heart. So opening the chest, broadening the collarbones, taking back bends, taking postures such as cobra or locust or bow pose even. Even a lot of our standing postures, just incorporating some extra arm work and really inviting that open, lifted heart and that awareness and that connection continually back to the heart. That gentle reminder through your whole practice is a really strong, powerful way to get there. Okay, so if there are any questions, any concerns, any need to reach out, you can find me on Facebook, Mary Yoga, or Mary Yoga Essentials. You can find me on my website, www.maryzarei, that's zarei.com. Blessings to you. I hope this has touched your heart. And even if it feels like it's just a small way, keep working at it. It's going to make more and more and more of an impact and change this world in a big, big way. All right, blessings and lots of love from New Brunswick.